This is part 1 of the 2-part video capturing our road trip 2016. Hi there, so this is the Babby Road Trip 2016. We were just about to get started and leave, and then it started hailing and raining. So, you know, great start. So yeah, I started off with the time-lapse of us packing the car, just because there was a crazy amount of stuff we put in, considering it was only a 2-week trip. But no, the rain wasn't that awful. It was just like, okay, I guess this is how it's gonna go. But you know, if it was gonna rain, travel days are the best. So yeah, our first destination was to Calgary, so there was driving. More driving. And yet more driving.
You can see our destination.
In Calgary, we were going to visit some family on my dad's side, which was good, and we had a fun time. My mom made some comment that we needed elevator music, so my dad decided to take it upon himself. Day 2, Canada Day. Woo! So we drove downtown and then took the C train to get where the festivities were taking place.
What?
So this was one site, and then connected to it was over here, where they were going to do like a living flag thing, but it involved standing around for 3 hours. So we decided to walk down and see what else there was. So we walked along the river. There was this really cool bridge. So we walked along this path to the other site where the festivities were taking place in Calgary. There was a crazy amount of people. There was some really neat Aboriginal dancing that we watched for a while. They were really talented, and it was like, oh man. There was some horses we saw.
I noticed they wear black jeans for pants.
We liked to listen to the Harry Potter while driving. It made the time pass better.
I asked him if I could. He just didn't want to get his own hopes up even more, said her.
So there was driving.
For some reason, Harry found he did not want to look at her.
This was one of our longer days driving, but we decided to stop halfway through and go to Banff on our way to Kimberly, where we were just going to stay in a hotel because we didn't know any family in it. It was just like the halfway point.
Another family row and a Percy-like estrangement.
Banff National Park.
Through traffic and park pass holders.
So of course there was some really neat mountains. And all the wood in the buildings that's exposed, and it's just a neat style of buildings instead of the concrete that we're all used to. We got ice cream, it was delicious. We also went to a candy store.
King's Cross on foot.
So, you know, if you're gonna make a stop, those are it.
Harry had been relying on it.
Then we arrived in Kimberly. This is the main street, and there was a ping pong table. We later learned that the side I was on was like the more difficult side to win at. So in our second game, I did much better. So after staying in Kimberly, we went to Nelson to visit some more family on my dad's side. It was also a long day of driving.
He was not going to go to double offense and was convicted on both charges.
There was driving,
to 6 months.
more driving,
Before he has doubled or arrested on some.
and yet more driving.
Hogwarts High Inquisitor. They had expected.
Then we went through this fruit farming city, town, village, not village, whatever you'd call it. It was neat. We made a stop at one of the turnouts, and it was just so beautiful. To get to Nelson, we had to go over a ferry, so we spent the hour we had to wait using the metal detector and shovels to find some coins. It was at this point that we found a mechanical pencil tip. So, you know, really close to actually making money, except we didn't find anything. The water was cold, so I don't know how those people were in it. And once again, when you're in the middle of the mountains, it's just so beautiful. There's lots of waiting, so I was trying some different shots to see what looked good. I'm just waiting for the ferry to come. I read on some sign that this is the longest ferry that is free. So it's the greatest distance you can travel for no cost.
So this ferry is much different than the ferry we're going to take to the island. Same concept.
But it was neat. This was the first of 3 ferries we were going to be on in this trip, and it was the shortest. It wasn't a super long trip. I think maybe it was half an hour, 45 minutes maybe. It was like boating, except my parents don't like boating, so the ferry was as close as we got. Big Orange Bridge, nicknamed Bob. So this is just outside of Nelson. Bam, we arrived in Nelson. We spent the day walking up and down the strip to see the sights. After seeing the sights, we decided to drive off to a hot spring, so that was what that trip was. And then on the way back, we decided to stop at Dairy Queen, which was, as always, delicious. Then we had to drive to Abbotsford. On the way, we saw a farmer's market, so we stopped and picked up some peaches.
Peaches or apricots?
Peaches. Of course, peaches. It was raining, then we were driving some more. This stretch of road, there was some crazy, like, hairpin turns, where it was like, go, 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 okay, now slow right down and turn. And of course, Harry Potter and rain. It could be like the motto of our road trip, Harry Potter and rain. In Abbotsford, we went and reversed down this crazy driveway that...
I don't know if I could.
So this was my mom's side of the family we were visiting.
What? This is some
It was just
intense
a crazy steep driveway. My dad decided that backing down was the
Next
best
time you
way.
should back up it.
I think backing up would have been a heck of a lot harder than backing down.
Look at that. Are we dead? No.
You know, camera
What's the best way to
optimism.
go now?
Yeah, just go. Yeah, nobody's coming from up the street, so.
We went and saw the... this would be the ocean. Maybe just a lake. Not 100%. But no, it was good. There was some more metal detecting. There were some frisbees that were thrown.
Some sneaky snacks.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
And then after that, we went to this fun area, shopping strip. This is the end of part 1 for our Road Trip 2016 video. In a couple of days, part 2 will be up, and then you can see the remainder of our journey.